In this video, we are going to find the expensive cities. Hello, I'm Jagan from Grow with Data. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in SQL with you. If this assists you in interview preparation anyways, I will be happy. Let's see the data set and we can talk about the question in detail. So we are given a table called listings, which got a listing ID, city and price. So listing ID is unique to the table and the city is where the house is listed and the price is the listing price. So what we have to do is we have to find the overall national average of price. So means all the price in the table we get the average, and then we have to find the city level average. So Chicago you see 4 listings in Chicago. So we find average of the 4 and then we check if that average is greater than the national average. If that is greater than the national average, then you get that city name. Okay. So first how to find the national level average, and then we see how to find the city level average, and then we do the calculation. Okay, let's create the table first. Okay, let's comment it out. So first, how to find the national level average. So basically we can say select average of price from listings. So this will give you the average of the overall price. So if you want to do the actual calculation, then you have to see sum of price by count star is okay. So we can just say average price. So however you want to do it, right? So the easier way is just use average function and get the price. So that is the national level average. So how we do get the city level average? The same thing, but we group based on the city and the average price group by city. So in this case the average price is broken down into city level. Now what we have to do, we have to find this average price as city average from listings group by this, and that city average should be greater than the national level average. So how will we do it? Group by having average of price greater than, we can use the national level average. So we just put this in a bracket. Okay, now we see Los Angeles is 6.2 million and Chicago is 7 million. The national level average is 55, right? So if you go say 55, Chicago and Los Angeles are the two which are greater than the national level average, which we got here. Okay, if you want to do order by, just say order by 1. Right? So this will order the result based on the city name. Okay. So this will look so simple, right? So the only catch here is, are you going to do it in the where condition or you are going to do it in the having condition? So the where condition, the difference is if it's going to be a row level, then we just say, for example, where city in Chicago, and if I want to filter with one more city like San Francisco. So if you do this filter, it will be at the row level, and if you run this, the Los Angeles will be gone because we filter out the Chicago and San Francisco records only for the result. The having is helpful when you do a aggregation. So the having will do the filter at the aggregation level. Okay, so that's the main difference between the where and the having class. So this is very simple and straightforward. So how will we do this using a Windows function? Let's comment this out. So in the Windows function, we are going to get the city and then average of price over price over as national average and then average of price. Now we need at the city level, city over city, partition by city as city average from listings. So this is not a group by thing, right? So what we are doing here, we are taking the average price of the overall windows, the whole table, and then we are taking the average price based on the city. Every city, the average price will change. So if you see this, the national average is 55.5 million, which is same for throughout the table. But if you see the city average, it's same for the city and then it changes between the cities. So the advantage of using the Windows function is you can add any column to it. So we can just say city, you can say what's the first column? Listing ID, listing ID, right? So you don't have to restrict your columns, but when you do a group by, so whichever column shows up, the non-aggregate columns, the result will be aggregated based on the non-aggregated columns. So there is a restriction of showing up which are the columns you have to bring in. So if you bring in city and listing ID, so there's no point of aggregation because the listing ID is unique for every record. So if you take average of one record, it's going to be the same, right? So there is a restriction in the general aggregation function, but there is no restriction with the Windows function. Okay, so when you run this, we get the city, the listing ID, and then the national average and the average for the city. Okay, now it's so easy, right? Now what we can do with overall price as listing, you can say select city from overall price where city average is greater than national average. So here we have multiple records, right? So for Chicago, we got all the records. So when you say city and then we get the difference, that means every record will check for the national average and city average, and then it just comes up if the condition satisfies, right? So there will be multiple records for every city. So if you bring in the listing ID, then this multiple records make sense, but we need only the city name. So we just say distinct city. So this will give you the city. You can do the order by, but if you don't want to do the distinct here, then we simply say group by city. So even this will reduce the duplicates. It just brings in only the distinct values because you are grouping at the city level. In this case, I believe the normal code is more easier, right? So we just have a single query and then a small filter on the having class as a subquery. So this looks more elegant than a Windows function, but the Windows function we mainly use if you want to bring other columns other than the non-aggregated like city. If you want to bring in listing ID, then we can go with the Windows function. If not, I prefer the normal SQL in this scenario. Hope you like this video and thanks for watching.